Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Nana's birthday and I came to do a video to see if this would work this way. I wanted to come and do a video of the good memories of Nana and do an update video to see if this would work. So let's share some good memories of her and see on what we could do. So anyway, first off, she was a great Nana, and the stuff that she did for her great grandchildren and her grandchildren and her daughters. The things like, every time you would walk into her house, you would smell brownies and um, the the cookies and the cooking and the gifts she would give us, and the tender loving care that she would do when she would be working, the nurse that she was, and how she would take care of us, and the blankets that she would make us, and just those kind of things, the mittens, and the crocheting that she would do, and the crafts, and all those kind of things. She was just really that kind of Nana, and you would always the stuff that she would do for crocheting, the mittens that she would make, and um, uh, the hats for the grandchildren, and the mittens, and the scarves, and oh yeah, you would get it every year. You would get a deck of cards every year, and a toothbrush, and toothpaste, and deodorant. Those would be in your stocking. I mean, all those things. You would always expect the stuff from the dollar store and stuff. That would be a thing that you would always get. So just expect those things, because you would get them no matter what. Because those would be something that you would always do, and be ready for the deck of cards, because that would come no matter what. That would be a huge thing. That would be something that would always happen. And the Afghans were a huge thing that she would make her grandchildren and great grandchildren and stuff, no matter what. She would do that all the time. So yeah, and she made some awesome handmade stuff for her grandchildren and great grandchildren and her daughters and stuff. And she would always would make mittens and hats and stuff, and scarves and stuff for us, and we really appreciated it. She would always make sure that we had them all the time. So I was very thankful, and we would always have them for the winter, and that would be a huge thing, because we would always have new colors and stuff, and have new hats, and it would happen every year, be a new one, so you would never run out. And she would always have so much yarn, and that would be a huge plus. She collected yarn, so she would never run out of yarn, and she would always have so much stuff, and she collected loads and loads of stuff, and that's one thing you could never run out of, would be craft stuff. She would have it galore. So that's one thing I will always remember, is that she loved crafts. That was a huge thing, and she loved crosswords. And I remember when she would send to find the word things, and find the differences, and she would send them to us, and we would have to find the differences, and they would be in the paper, and you would have to find them, and that would be a huge thing as well, because and it would be in the Sunday paper, and all of us grandkids would have to find them, and it would just be awesome. So yeah, she would do a lot of stuff for us, and every Christmas we would get cards and all kinds of stuff, and every holiday and every birthday, and and that kind of thing was also a thing that, and we would always be able to talk on the phone and stuff, and that would be a huge thing too. So I do have a lot of good memories of Nana, and I miss her a lot, but I do have a lot of good memories, and I miss talking to her and just checking up on her and spending time on the phone. So, and thinking about her, and I think about her all the time, and so those are some really awesome memories. And I do remember the time when we'd be in the car and she would put the tapes in, and we would listen to the music and listen to all the different stuff and listen to the songs, and we'd be singing in the car. Now, kids nowadays don't even know what a cassette tape is, because you would listen to the cassette tapes and you'd be singing along and listening to the music. So I do know that the cassette tapes she would listen to, and we'd be listening to them and stuff. So yeah, that's one thing also that I do love, is the cassette tapes that she had, and how we would sing together and that thing too. I do remember that as well. So that is also one thing I do remember in the memories of the cassette tapes and listening to them as well. So that's one thing I can also say, is the good memories of the cassette tapes and how we would sing together, and we would sing them all together. And that's one thing as well, is that she brought me to a service before, and we would, on the way to service, we would sing the songs, and she would ask me to sing them with her, and I'd sing them with her. And so yeah, it was really, really fun. And then we would I do remember going to the grocery store, and she used to get me these juice things, and she would ask me to, and she would get me these little popsicle things, and she would always have them ready. And if she didn't have the food there, she would say, okay, we're going to the grocery store, and you choose what you want. And that's one thing I loved about her, as that I would spend so much time there, because I just loved Nana. I loved being there, and I loved being at Nana's. It was the best thing. I absolutely loved being at Nana's, and loved having so much time being at Nana's, and I spent so much time there. I loved being there and chatting with her and hanging with her, and she was basically a mom to me, and I enjoyed every moment of it. And I wouldn't change anything with all the time I spent with her. And I remember when I was little, how me and Heather went up to see her and spent time with her, and we spent time with Dodie, and we got so excited because we took the Greyhound bus, and we went and saw Nana, and then we spent time with Dodie, and we went and saw Nana, and then we went and spent time with Dodie. And I remember I was in Vermont, and I was in White River Junction, Vermont, and we went into the Greyhound bus, and we went and we were on the Greyhound bus, and I never took one before. And we went to Burlington, Vermont, and we got picked up, and then we got picked up, and we went to Dodie's house, and then we went to see Dodie, and then we spent some time with Nana, and I just absolutely loved it. It was just so awesome. It was my first time ever taking a bus, and I never really got to experience a bus before, and I enjoyed it so much, and I was only little, and I enjoyed it. It was really, really fun, and that's when I said, oh, I want to do this again. And I took a really awesome trip when I got older, and I took an experience, and I took a long, long trip, and I went to Wilkes-Barre and took a long trip. And then I took a long trip to Wilkes-Barre, and really enjoyed that trip. So, but like I said, I really miss Nana, and I think about her so much, and all the memories and the stuff that she really taught me and taught me, and the stuff that we talked about, and just listening to her and having the conversations that she has. I can remember how much she used to talk, and she would never be quiet. That's one moment I do remember, that she would sit there and talk so much, and and all the times where she would talk and you could never get her to be quiet. And then one day I remember when she would just talk for a few moments, and I knew something that was not Nana. And I knew it wasn't Nana because that's not her. She would only talk for a few moments, and I knew something wasn't right. I just said, wait a minute, that's not my Nana. My Nana would talk for hours and hours and hours and hours, and I said, nah, that's not Nana. And that's when I said, that's not Nana. And it just really bothered. And the reunions were so fun, though. I'll never forget those either. And all the stuff that Nana used to cook and make and stuff, that was so fun. That really was. And all the stuff that Nana made and stuff, the apple pies and the pies she made and all those things. Now that's Nana. And getting so happy and being around the family. Now that's Nana. And getting so happy when the grandkids would be there and giving us hugs and buying us bubbles and just having a really good time. And when the grandkids come and the great grandkids come and getting so excited when everybody's there, that's Nana. And I remember when we went to McDonald's and we had this those things with the pancakes. Oh gosh, I can't think of what they're called. They were the first things I tried for breakfast. And Nana would buy them for me when I was little, and they were so good. And I was the first time I've ever really got to be there. And oh gosh, I don't know what they're called now, but they're with eggs and bacon and they have the things on them with the pancakes, and they're like an egg and biscuit, but they're not an egg and biscuit. I don't know what they are now, but I know that they have something in them. And she let me try one, and I said, oh, well, I know what I'm getting when I come up here. And she said, okay. She says, you like the McGriddles. That's what they're called. And I told her, I said, yeah, that's what I want when I come up here. And she said, okay. So we had the McGriddles, and I liked them. And she says, okay, so you like these? I said, yes, they're good. And she says, okay, so you want those? And I said, yes. So that's what we started having, was the McGriddles, because they were better. I didn't like the other ones. And so that's what we had when we went there. And but I didn't have it very often, but we would go more often to the store and stuff. And she really brought me to this one place, and I never really got to have a Belgian waffle before, and I was like, what in the heck is a Belgian waffle? And Nana said, don't worry, you'll get to have it for the first time. I bet you'll love what it's homemade. And I was like, okay, so let's go to this restaurant. So she brought me to this restaurant, and I was like, okay, well, let's try it. Oh my gosh, the waffles are huge. And this place, they've been open for years, and they were where she lives at. So I said, okay, well, we'll try this place. The waffles are so big. I said, I've never had it in my life. And I said, okay, I'll try it. And I said, wow. And the waffles are really, really, really big. And they're really, really big. And I was like, okay, I'll get a strawberry waffle. And I never thought I'd have anything so big. I couldn't finish it. It was so big. And Nana told me, she says, what are you going to do now? And I said, no, I'm not finishing this. I know that's way too big for me. And that's when she says, oh, okay. So she knew I couldn't finish it. So, and that's when I told her I couldn't finish the waffle. So, but that's the memories I have of her, and the good memories, and I do know that those are the good memories that I have of her, and the stuff that she really did for us. And I wouldn't change anything of what she did for us. She did a lot of stuff for us. And today is the day that is her birthday. 2 years she's been gone. And yeah, it's been really hard, but at the same time, she's not suffering anymore. And I really wouldn't change anything because she's not suffering anymore. And I'd rather her not suffer. So, that's all I have to share with that. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. And I'm sorry it's so long, but somebody wanted me to share the good memories, so I'm sharing them. And take care, and there'll be more videos. Sorry that I hadn't posted a video in a while, but yeah, it's been 2 months. I saw that. I was like, uh-oh, time to do another one. So, take care, you two. Bye.